Right now, though, in studio, we are joined by an expert on these matters, and Wanjohi joins us. Thank you so much for being here. Please tell us, you are actually a family lawyer, but you are also in sex education. You teach sex education.
Very well, yes.
Okay. How did that start? Very, very quickly.
When we hear about 12,000 schoolgirls dropping out of schools due to unwanted pregnancy, then it's time somebody to take action. We've been saying the government should introduce sex education, but the government is not interested with this. So somebody must take the responsibility. And I took the responsibility of educating the young ones on sex.
Wanjohi Gachie was a lawyer, and now sex educationist.
Still a lawyer, still a sex educationist.
Okay.
Yes.
I think for the parents watching right now, and perhaps everybody, because in society, whether it's nieces or nephews, you know, we are responsible for the people around us. But the question is, how much do you tell your children, and when? So what are age-appropriate messages, and when do you begin to start to make them realize there's a difference between boys and girls? When does that begin?
Sex education should be part of all education, from nursery school, primary school, high school, and all other institutions of higher learning, including the churches and the mosque.
Okay,
yes.
So from nursery school.
Yes.
So you're literally saying 3, 4, 5 years old, when a child is young enough to understand their environment already, they should be made aware there's a difference.
In fact, from primary school, we should start with the simple message of the private parts. And you know the song that goes like, "Daddy, don't touch me there." That's when you should start. At nursery, yes.
Okay, it's sad that there has to be a song that a child sings to say that, but that's the society we live in today. So for the younger children, private parts are yours, and they're sacred. They're to you. 4, 5, 6, 7. What do you start?
From the time a child can understand what is happening in our soaps, then that is the time you should start teaching about sex education. And personally, I say from class 5 is when sex education should start in details.
Okay, so we're looking at about, what, 10 years old, 9, 10,
yes,
11?
That is 9, 10 there.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. So then you come into the intricacies of biology.
Yes.
Okay, how much do you say?
You know, at class 5, the children can draw the reproductive system of both the male and the female. So by that time, and you see what happens, there's little difference between students in the primary schools and students in the high school, because the rumors in the high schools and the stereotypes, they start all the way from primary school and then they are taken over to the high school. Okay. So the most important place to begin is high school, because some of is primary school. Right. Because there is this rumor that goes around that if a girl has not started her menses, then she cannot get pregnant. And that's why you see the 12-year-old engaging in sex, because they believe that if you haven't received your menses, then you cannot get pregnant. Okay,
just for parents watching, how do you even start to introduce? It's a sensitive issue, and how do you sit your child down? Just how do you begin that topic?
I really don't blame parents on this issue, because what has happened is that our parents were not taught anything about sex by their parents. So we cannot really blame the parents. It's the whole society which treats the sex topic as a taboo. And I know it's a little bit embarrassing to teach about sex to the young ones. So what we've done, we've made it easy for the parents by authoring a book called Sex Education for Teens and Young Adults, which we've done with my wife, Anne Modoni.
Okay, so together you've put something together. So you go into the biology at 9, 10, 11 years old. As they enter, start to mature, their bodies change, they're getting very moody, don't want to talk to their parents, really withdraw. You must then continue the dialogue with them.
You see, what happens, children are very open when they're in primary school. But when they join high school, they close up. Because the other students will tell them these things you're not supposed to discuss with your parents. You should keep off. So most of the parents misunderstand the silence, meaning they think that the students have now understood. But really they've entered another phase of miseducation and misinformation. The Bible clearly says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. We as a society have been denying the teenagers information. And what they get is misinformation. So it is our duty as society. You see, we are the guys who left the rumors in the high schools. So it is our duty to correct those misinformations in the schools.
Okay. So the friends and the peers become the confidants because the parent is not taking up that role. What's a final word maybe of encouragement that you would give to parents that, you know, the study we've seen is worrying, very young people having sex. Give us a word of hope.
These students are already having sex.
That is
clear.
That is not hopeful.
So the best thing is to start educating them on sexuality. Let's not fear the subject. Let's not create taboos around the subject. Let's talk about it openly. Let's discuss with them, because what the children are dying for is information. So let us give them the information.
Okay. So as a parent, it's also difficult for me. but there you hear it. Let's give them the information. They are. Most of them, many of them are engaging in sex. And so please, it is important to make sure you give the children the information that they require, and let it come from you, not from others. Thank you so much, Wanjohi.
Thank you very much
for joining us.